Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Rhode Island Summer of Soccer podcast. We are continuing our celebration of culture, community, and competition as the Ocean State gets ready to welcome the world to soccer in Southern New England. I'm your host, Joe Kayata, a lifelong Rhode Islander and someone who's been lucky enough to cover some of the world's biggest sporting events as a sportscaster. Today, we are highlighting Bryant University and graduate by Hilton Providence. Both are featured in the official FIFA Base Camp brochure and could be host to a World Cup team come next summer. Today, we welcome Vice President of Athletics and Recreation at Bryant University, Bill Smith, and General Manager of Graduate Hilton by Providence, Cory Kramer. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
Good to have both of you on. Bill, let's start with you. The headline everyone's talking about, right, is Bryant University is the only New England training site included in the official FIFA Base Camp brochure. First off, that is absolutely incredible. How did Bryant earn this honor, and what does it mean for the university and then really the state?
Yeah, it is an incredible honor, and it started off as just a total team effort. Once we knew FIFA was coming here and going to Gillette, we saw that as a great opportunity to be a team base camp. And we just started having initial conversations. The next thing we knew, the governor, the treasurer were just completely on board. Providence, town of Smithfield, everybody just jumped in to support us in the efforts to get into that brochure.
That's awesome. Cory, graduate by Hilton Providence, is also featured in the FIFA Base Camp brochure. Another huge win for Rhode Island. What does this recognition say about your hotel, the amenities, the experience that you're ready to offer a world-class team, right?
Graduate Providence is distinctive. We represent both a modern Hilton brand as well as iconic Providence landmark. And we are super prideful of the experience that we create for our guests. And to potentially be chosen as a host for a World Cup team is just a testament to the hard work that our team puts in every day to create these experiences and connect our guests to the local community. Yeah,
perfect match with both of you guys. Bill, anyone who understands sports knows like location, that home field advantage. Bryant is the closest base camp to Boston Stadium, really like a quick half-hour drive up 95. How much of a competitive advantage is that for any team that's looking for a place right now? And the proximity has the benefit for a team to choose Rhode Island.
Absolutely. Location. And we're just so proud, so happy to be just 35 minutes away from Gillette, giving the teams, when they're taking a look at us and comparing us against other opportunities, they're definitely going to have that in the pro column. And to us, it's, when we travel, it's the biggest pro. Teams will go up there, they'll compete at Gillette, leave from the graduate, and, a 35-minute ride there. They don't have to think about a flight. They don't have to think about where they're going to eat once they get there. They're going to have everything right there and just go. And then, of course, win or lose on the way back. Again, it's not an overnight trip. It's nothing like that. They're in the bus and they're back to the graduate and back training at our site within an hour. So that helps them with preparation so that, when they're on their road traveling, you can't be reviewing film as well as you can when you're back in your office and back at the training site. So we're really excited about the advantage that this gives us there.
Yeah. And Cory, I'll follow up with you on this question as well, because a lot of big events going on, right, at Boston Stadium, which is Gillette Stadium as we know it up in Foxborough, they always stay in Providence. So can you talk about that we're actually closer to Gillette Stadium, Boston Stadium, Foxborough than Boston is?
Yeah, Joe, I've been saying it the whole time. It's absolutely a no-brainer. We are the closest venue to these stadiums, and it is just so clear. The teams are always staying with us. I was driving into town just Sunday, and I drove past the Bills on their way up to play at Gillette. So it absolutely makes sense for a team to want to stay in Providence and have that easy commute to both Bryant and to Boston Stadium.
Bill, safety is a major priority for every national federation. We all know Bryant only has one way in, one way out, that secured guard station that I know well, going in and out of that place for years, right at the front. They stop you as you go in. How are you guys preparing from a safety standpoint in the town of Smithfield that is consistently ranked as one of the safest towns in Rhode Island on a yearly basis?
Yeah, we've been working with the town of Smithfield. Steve Bannon, our head of DPS, has been fantastic. Working with FIFA, making sure that we're meeting all the requirements from, again, huge, another no-brainer. One way in on campus, one way off campus to control traffic. That's the most important piece of it. And then, of course, too, once they arrive on campus, there'll be a fenced-off area, secured parking for them, fencing going around the entire facility. So I think we're able to control access in and out better than almost, if not better than everybody, as well as anybody. So, and we have great partnerships with Rhode Island State Police, Town of Smithfield. So I think we're in a really good position to make sure whatever team selects us is going to be very secure.
Awesome. That's a huge factor. And Cory, how does the graduate ensure a secure private environment for elite athletes while still giving them that easy access to Providence that I'm sure their family members and maybe some of the players on off days will want to explore the city?
Yeah, a lot of people travel to hotels every year, and safety and security is always a top priority for us. Given today's realities, we're always adjusting our protocols and making sure that we're prepared for any scenario. Given this scenario, and whenever we have VIPs, we're always working together with local law enforcement as well as our private security team to make sure that we're adjusting protocols and making sure that we are most prepared to have those people in-house and that we're taking care of them to make them feel comfortable and at home.
Yeah. So it sounds like a safe environment really for both spots come this summer, if and when a team chooses. Bill, let's talk experience, because you guys have experience hosting high-level events, right? Rhode Island FC played their first season at your spot. Your D1 athletics across the board. How does that help you to host a FIFA level team? To have the amenities, the field house, the indoor, the outdoor, you really have it all.
Yeah, we do have it all. We're incredibly proud of our facilities, all of our facilities on campus, me especially with the athletic facilities. Mm-hmm. And having that experience, having the Rhode Island Football Club, who's just an outstanding organization on our campus for a year. And still we have strength and conditioning. We had everything in place that they needed. And now we've just added to it by adding the field house this fall. With now we have incredible locker rooms, everything right in that vicinity. I really wish for the sake of Rhode Island Football Club that we had that before. Unfortunately, we didn't, but it's a great place right now for sure.
Yeah, if you look through the brochure and the pictures and the website that I've been doing lately, like you guys have really upped your game from an athletic standpoint, from overall standpoint, but athletically, the indoor field house, right? The new outdoor football and soccer area, like you got basketball stadium you're building. Like there's a lot going on right now up at Bryant University. Can you talk about what you've done over the years since you've been there?
I've been blessed to work for incredible presidents, President Makeley and now President Gittell, as well as just having a great board of trustees that understands the value of athletics and really making sure that our facilities are first class for our student athletes first and foremost. And it's so great now from a standpoint that we have these incredible facilities, and now this can translate to another incredible branding opportunity to be a team base camp for FIFA upcoming. So incredibly excited, incredibly grateful that because it requires resources to put up these facilities. But now we're seeing the return on investment when we were in the potential team base camp for this FIFA event.
Yeah. And I have to follow this up because I'm a sports guy and I did cover it from 1976 to 2002. The New England Patriots held their training camp at Bryant. It was then Bryant College, then Bryant University. Tom Brady literally lived in the dorms and trained on those fields early in his career. I was there towards the end of it in 99, in the early 2000s, covering him when I interned at Channel 10. How does the legacy of hosting these elite athletes, maybe having some of those pictures around, help you guys building for what you're doing in 2026?
I tell you what, you have the GOAT on campus, right? Yeah. Then we can host anybody.
Yeah.
Incredibly proud of that. What a great time that was. I wish I was here for that. Unfortunately, I wasn't. That was right before I arrived here. But having the GOAT, and like we talked earlier, just having the Rhode Island Football Club, when you're hosting those type of athletes, elite athletes, you're doing, and you have returns, it means you're doing something right. So I think that's great to have on our resume as we seek to have one of these great countries come to Bryant's campus and be a team-based camp.
Cory, teams that stay in Providence won't just be sleeping. They'll be recovering, relaxing, and connecting with the city on days off. What amenities, services, or cultural experiences make the graduate a perfect complement to Bryant as part of a full Rhode Island base camp package?
We are an iconic old landmark of Providence. So just being in it, it's almost like being in a museum itself. It is. The Biltmore is now 103 years old. And so just kind of being there is just such an experience in and of itself. And as with the modern graduate brand, it's almost like walking through an art exhibit itself. So being able to kind of witness the connections to the local schools, Providence College, Bryant, Brown, everyone that we have connected with local students that have come out of the Providence College community is just such a fun place to be. In addition to that, we have two really fun food venues on property. We have Rainer's Bar and Game Room, which has great American pub food as well as a fun atmosphere to grab a drink, local cocktails, local beers, and as well as Poindexter Coffee Shop, which is a fun place to grab a coffee. It is college inspired as well. So it's a really cozy environment down there. We've got tons of areas around the property to steal away, have a small meeting, relax, stretch, kind of, decompress in between games. And we also have a really functional fitness center. It's small but mighty. It has plenty of what you need to get a good lift in, get a good stretch in, and really decompress when you're not with the team and doing your workouts and playing.
So a follow-up to that, Cory, is you guys are right. For people who don't know, right, the different teams, England, France, Norway, Scotland, Haiti, Morocco, Ghana, who may be listening. You guys are right in the heart of Providence, right? You are steps away from everything, right? Can you describe that of where you guys are located? And when you walk out that door, if you do want to explore the city, you have everything there in the cultural diversity, in the food, and the shopping for families and stuff like that of the players.
Yeah, absolutely. We are so centrally located in the downtown area, right across from Kennedy Plaza. And that location is truly an asset for us. We are a 10-minute walk from so many excellent venues, the RISD Art Museum, the Athenaeum. We are just close to so many different places that people can really experience what Providence has to offer, which is why it's exciting to kind of see that a city like ours will be on the map and to be able to show these sort of attractions to the local community, since we are so close, and they'll get to see them when they come enjoy.
Bill, back to you guys as a base camp. What's the process like now? We know who's coming. I just mentioned that list of teams. Now, what happens? They're going through it, and then the top seeded team will pick a place to stay. How does that work right now?
Right now, the countries will contact FIFA. FIFA will approve them to come to our campus for an official site visit. And so a delegation from the country will show up with a representative from FIFA and get a complete tour of all of our facilities. We'll start off with strength and conditioning, bring them into the field house, let them see the locker rooms and the training room and everything else that we have there, and then bring them out to the field, to the pitch.
And you guys have already had teams on this list, I assume, come through and visit?
Yeah, we've had four countries through and have had just incredible conversations and very positive feedback from all four.
All right, Bill, if you could speak to any World Cup team evaluating your site, what would you say that makes Bryant the optimal base camp?
Location and facilities. And we've already spoken about location. But just so incredibly proud of the field house, what that will bring to any team that comes to our site. Brand new locker rooms, which are state of the art. Training room, hot tub, cold plunge. I don't know if anybody here is interested in cold plunges, but they're huge for the athletes in recovery. And walk 50 feet out onto their field. So I can't imagine a site being better equipped than ours. For any of the teams that have been coming and reviewing our site. Yeah,
and remember, it's the only one in New England. So once again, that competitive advantage of you're not traveling from Philly, New York, Toronto. You're right here. You're jumping in a police escort up 95, and you're at Gillette Stadium, and you can basically play a home game. So
absolutely.
Cory, what makes Graduate by Hilton Providence a perfect base camp spot for any international team playing in the World Cup next summer?
Joe, we like to say at Graduate, we are all students, and that is the experience we provide to all of our guests. We are the perfect place to perform and to rest and recover. And just the experience that they would have with us in the vicinity to Bryant and to Boston Stadium will be like none else. So we are the right place to be.
Yeah, and a follow-up is you guys are kind of like a dynamic duo right now, the two of you, as you guys are selling the base camp. What is it like working together? And obviously you have two great options. You have a great teammate. You have a great teammate. What has that been like for you? I'll start with you, Bill.
Yeah, it's a partnership for sure. Yeah, we wouldn't be here without the Graduate and being able to get into that brochure. It is such a huge part of the experience, of course. The teams, they train at our site, but they're living and staying in Providence. And so Cory's been an incredible partner, and just we're incredibly blessed to be here and just push this thing across the goal line right now in order to get a team in here.
Cory?
Bill said it earlier, but their facility is state of the art. We were just there for the press conference about a month and a half ago, and it is truly an amazing place to be. And having Brian as one of our close partners over the last, over the years, just staying at the property and having those close contacts, it made it so easy just to, meld into this partnership and making sure that we are putting Providence's best foot forward.
All right. It's time for one touch lightning round where we end the show. Quick answers only, just to get to know you guys more on a personal basis. Are you guys ready?
Sure am.
Ready to go.
All right, Bill, we'll start with you and then we'll go to you, Cory. What sport did you love as a kid?
Football, American football.
There you go. That's a good answer.
Watching football, running track.
All right. That's a good answer too. What teams are you personally rooting for?
Whatever team decides to choose us as a team base camp.
Good answer, Bill. Good answer.
I'll take that team and Team USA.
There you go. Right, three good answers right there. All right. Thousands of people will travel to Rhode Island next summer. When you travel, what's one thing that's in your suitcase that you can't leave home without?
My sneakers. Bring them every place I go to get a workout in, and absolutely never get a workout in when I'm on the road.
Yeah. But it's the thought that counts.
Yes.
Controversial answer. It's not what's in the bag. It's the bag itself. I'm kind of a bag nerd.
Oh, really?
I am always tracing what the next best bag is. So if you need some recommendations, let me know.
All right. Well, we'll hit you up.
I like that.
Yeah. If you could pick one thing for an international visitor to do in Rhode Island next summer, what would it be?
Having spent 9 years in Iowa before I moved here, go to Federal Hill. Some of the best food you'll ever experience anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Cory?
Yeah, for me, it's the food. Just walk around Providence, step into any restaurant you see, and make sure you're experiencing what we have to offer.
And I would also say clam cakes and chowder for anybody listening. Yeah. Go down to Narragansett, go down to even Iggy's in the Warwick area. Best clam cakes and chowder. And that most people probably know what it is, but it's delicious. So go for that. One word do you hope next summer's visitors will say after they're back home?
Wow.
Iconic.
Two great answers. All right, Bill Smith and Cory Kramer, thank you both for joining us today and sharing some fantastic insights on why Bryant University and Graduate by Hilton Providence are a perfect base camp for any team playing in Foxborough next summer. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
For more information, visit risummerofsoccer.com and follow RI Summer of Soccer on social media for updates, events, and ways to get involved. I'm Joe Kayata, and this has been Rhode Island Summer of Soccer podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode as we prepare for a summer to remember.